Hello, it's me, Heat. I'm gonna be ranting and put my opinions down of the new things and whatnot that's been going on, Star Citizen, the new meta, and other things that are happening that are just really getting on my nerves. Let's start with the first one. Elephant in the room. F7A Hornet Mark II. A nice ship. Great fighter. But it comes with the issue of being the best fighter. And no one else wants to fly anything else. Why would they? Why would you fight in a ship where you'd lose? Like it's simple. Like, Star Citizen has PvE and PvP, and whether you're doing like one or the other, eventually, even in PvE, you are going to need to fight. And in a PvP game where there's combat and you're fighting other players, people get competitive, and people don't want to lose unless you're like a masochist or something and love getting punched in the balls. But people want to win. And if everyone's an arena commander with this ship and anything else is just not viable, then they're going to fly this ship. They're gonna buy it. Like, it's pretty simple. Like, you just can't really compete. It has ridiculous firepower. Like, it's stupidly fast for a medium fighter. Has nice health. Like, it does. Like, and this is the current live model on the damage calculator. And sure, yeah, right here, like in the middle, it's 1,100 DPS. The Hornet Mark C, the F8C Lightning, 1,572 with the best build of Niski's at the moment. You probably get higher damage if you use M5As, but I've been noticing people just been switching to the Niski's. So, Niski's, 1,572 damage in the middle. Hornet Mark II, F7A. If you put all in the power, you are doing more damage than an F8C Lightning. Sure, yeah, it's in the middle. It can't outdamage it at 100. I would hope not. But it's still ridiculous that you're able to get more power than a heavy fighter in a medium fighter. Not to mention how well it flies. This thing turns on a dime. It's good in space and atmosphere. Like, it's just insane. To be frank, like the F7, the F8C has now been appropriately nerfed. Its speed and turn radius is very much slower. It was very strong in the old flight model because it could just go with those high speeds. But now it's been toned down. But now we just have this thing flying in the air, just dominating all fights. Like, why would anyone want to fight and lose? So they'll just get an F7A, and that's what makes me hate it so much. Just seeing it all the time, everyone use it and cling to it. But it's not also their fault, because they don't want to lose. They just don't. So they indulge in the Kool-Aid and fly it too, because everyone else is using it. So there's just like no variety. Everyone's just using the same ship, the same loadout, because it's the meta. And that is really annoying, because Star Citizen claims, CIG, that they don't want a meta in Star Citizen. They don't want one ship to be too viable or too good at something. Then they release this thing, which is the king of space fights, atmosphere fights, anything, including infighting. Weapons. I really liked in the beginning of Master Modes, where you had the Gladius, you would have 2 laser repeaters and 1 ballistic Gatling on the front. I liked to first melt ship shields down with the laser repeaters, and then once their shields are down, use the ballistics with the laser repeaters for maximum damage. But I was hoping that I would be able to see more of like a combo in that in the actual flight model, and you'd have to work with more variety, and like you can be rewarded for getting more shots off and preserving your ammo more. But you know, in the flight model, that was just a huge slap in the face because laser cannons are just superior. They're an energy-based weapon. You don't have limited ammo, like you just have to wait for it to recharge, and you just like 4-tap everything in the F7A. And they're really strong. Even if you like put them on an arrow, like a size 1, like 2 size 1s, 2 size 2, you could take on arrows if they don't melt you instantly. I mean, sorry. You can take on F7A Hornet Mark 2s. You could take on Lightnings. You can take on anything because they do so much damage. So it feels like we're just back to square one. Back to square one. They wanted to remove a meta. They made a new one. They wanted weapons to rebalanced because laser repeaters just being used too frequently, and they wanted more variety. Well, everyone was just using laser cannons. And it is really also annoying to me that they knew that the F7A Hornet Mark 2's number values were wrong, and they were higher than they were supposed to. But they knew that since 3.23 on initial release. They knew it, and they didn't do anything about it, and they kept it in the beginning, and they've also kept it through Invictus launch week. And you know, first week the patch has been out, everyone's just seeing that ship in the air. Everyone's like, damn, I should really probably buy this ship when Invictus comes. The numbers are still inflated. Invictus comes around, they don't fix it. They keep it there. After Invictus, do they fix it? No. They still have it inflated. Its numbers are still higher. It's performing better than it actually should. So then they're probably gonna nerf it in the next point patch, 3.23A or 3.22 2, which is really annoying because it just feels like the Aegis, sorry, Ares situation all over again, where they're like, oh wow, this ship is really strong, it's the meta, so everyone's gonna use it, and they're just gonna nerf it. But I mean, it makes more sense that ship got nerfed because it was meant more for, sorry, I understand why they nerfed the Ares, because it was more in tune for taking down frigates and way bigger ships than that were currently in the PU, so they were doing way too much damage. But they still refused to fix it until after like the ship sale. Like they didn't go like, oh whoa, you know, buyer beware, the ship may not be the same. They told no one, and then they just did it. I think I might have to cut this out. I'll have to go double check. Let's see. What else? Light combat. It's pretty stale now, honestly. I would give them a bit more credit, but it's really hard to annoy the giant fucking cow pie on my plate with the F7As just flying around to really enjoy master modes. I would love to use other ships. I would love to enjoy and use more ships, but they're just not viable. They're just not. Like, these other ships just don't hold a candle to these military ships, which is like mostly understandable, but I just wish that some ships just like wouldn't just be dead. Like, it won't be just like, oh well, you know, he's an F7A, of course he's gonna kill this dude in a fucking Titan. That's a no-brainer. Like, sure, yeah, he shouldn't be able to win, but it should be more of a threat than like, it shouldn't just be like a black and white. You should still be able to have like somewhat of a fighting chance. I don't know. Oh, it's just this shit really annoys me. You can still buy it, you know. And then they also did the funny, and they made it so you can no longer buy the Mark 1 variants. For some odd reason, you know, really trying to push and shove their new shiny ass ship on the fucking table. Be like, you should buy this instead. Just goes to show that they don't want to work on this. They just want to have higher exclusivity for it, so they don't have to work on it as much, clearly. But yeah, I really don't get the thought process there. If anything, they should have more exclusivity towards would be the FC Mark II series, but I guess not. I guess I'm going by caveman logic. It's just such a shame, honestly. And what also really annoys me is I saw like screenshots on Spectrum of Yogi Clat. He was like, I actually think in 3.23 the TTK is actually pretty longer than what I would want. What? What kind of fucking crack are you on? I'm getting absolutely fucking board tapped, like sometimes in atmosphere or just in space, but the time to kill needs to be faster. Mind you, I'm also in an F7 Hornet. Like, what? There's no way. There's like actually no fucking wrong. You're actually trolling. So are we like going to Star Wars now? Like in the movies, how like the fucking ship turrets will just shoot like a TIE fighter once and it's just Jover? Like, is this what you guys want? Because I don't want fucking no part of it then. The time to kill is too slow now. What? In the old flight model, you couldn't even dream of killing people as fast as you can now. Maybe if they're like holding still. But now, even if you're like flying trying to maneuver, you could still get like fucking 5-tapped. It's so stupid. It feels like you guys are just walking backwards. This is literally insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. There has been like 3 to 4 master mode flight models before. I mean, like, we've been through like 3 or 4 flight models now. And you guys tried the master modes approach before. Nobody liked it. Nobody liked it. People are starting not to like it now. I wonder why. And then you guys reverted to the 3.23 and 3.22 flight model. And that was just a placeholder. Now we're in master modes again. And you guys just do not want to improve anything or change anything till 4.0 because it's a placeholder. Are you kidding me? Please put effort into fixing these issues now instead of further down the line. Another thing, the weapons. They're just a placeholder in this current patch till 4.0. I do not want to have to wait for 4.0 to engage in flight combat in a fair and orderly manner. I want to play the game actively throughout the months until 4.0 because I love playing this game, but it's just getting harder and harder to stomach all of these changes and the fucking meta just being shoved down my throat. It's just super annoying. You guys are like, oh, we're taking feedback, but like nothing's changing. Nothing. And I don't want to see your guys' hard work just flush down the drain. Like, I'm not the best pilot. I'm not the worst pilot. But I just want to put my opinion out there because I want to be one of the voices to try to help give CIG some insight. Because clearly they need more people to just speak up because they're just doing whatever the fuck they want. And yes, it is their game. They can do indeed whatever the fuck they want, but for the longevity of the game and the health of it and keeping players hooked, they need to do more and work more vigilantly on these changes instead of delaying a patch just for Jumptown and Xenothreat, which a lot of people don't play. Why don't they play it? Xenothreat breaks the fucking servers every fucking time. The servers just shit themselves out on a new bed and it just doesn't work. The ships where you collect the materials to take to Jericho Station are sealed off most of the time. You can't even get in them. Jumptown, more like Ghost Town, because nobody's fucking there. You know why? Because it's not worth the time or energy for the risk. Boxes used to be around like 90k. Now they're like 20k if you do it legally. Illegally, like stolen, they cost, like, you sell them for even less. It's not worth all the time and energy sitting there for like 2 hours gathering boxes when your ship outside could just be instantly A2 bombed. It's just a lot more hassle than it's worth. And now we're dealing with duplication bugs again. And people are already able to duplicate. I can't even imagine the issues that we're gonna have with the freight elevators. Some Mary Poppins bullshit people are gonna be able to fucking pull. Because I can already see it happening. And that's another reason why people won't go to Jumptown. Their pockets are already full because they keep duping shit. Because there's less risk in doing it and there's more reward. They could literally just do it wherever the fuck they want. They don't have to go to a location, like a designated location, and be a sitting duck. It's just bad, man. It's just bad. I'm probably just gonna take a break from this game, dude. It's just so annoying. Alright, well, that wraps up my rant, mostly. I can't really think of anything at the top of my head to say right now. That's about it. Thank you guys for watching.